We've been flat out on renovation projects recently, and we needed a change of pace this week to relax, recharge, chill out, and give the garden a bit of a tidy up before winter sets in. One thing that's been growing really well in the garden this year is the loofah, but it's time to pull them out and process them into sponges, and so we thought we'd show you how we do that too. So come and join us down in the veg garden for a few relaxing days in the late autumn sun.
So, given this is such a mess, I suggest we just start with one bed at a time and just work our way along.
I think a mess is an understatement.
Clearing, weeding, and then planting whatever we have up on the deck to plant.
Do you think we'll get to planting today, or do we just?
Well, if we do it one bed at a time, then that's what I'm kind of saying, just one bed at a time. So, like this one, if we take all the loofahs out, then I've got some peas that can go straight in.
Okay.
I have a whole load of...
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know, there's lots of them. It's good.
Wow. Do you want to harvest all these loofahs and I'll start clearing these
the vines
very dead tomatoes?
One bed at a time, I was saying.
Oh, one bed at a time each?
Okay, one bed at a time each. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, right?
Then I won't get in your way as much.
Yeah, that's true. I might actually need a whole wheelbarrow for them.
I'll try and save these tomato clips.
Oh yeah, some of them are bent out of shape.
Yeah.
I need to get a better solution. The other thing I think I might end up doing with these loofahs is just using like the bottom half of the loofah where it's biggest. Where it's biggest, yeah.
That kind of makes sense.
And one day I'll actually get around to making the soap that's going to go with them. For the moment, I'm just stockpiling loofahs.
I had a look at some of the olive trees around here. Looks like the neighbours cleared them out really nicely.
Good. Did you look at the ones down here as well?
Yeah, they took those as well, which is good, because that was some of the better ones, I think.
Yeah.
One day we'll actually do our own olive harvest, but at least we got to give them the oil.
Well, next year we should have more available time. No, sorry, not time. Less competing priorities. What I haven't been able to do is this transition between the seasons. I haven't been able to...
Yeah, but we always end up kind of abandoning it at this time of year because of the weather.
Yeah.
But at the moment it's really nice, so...
Well, this coming week we should be able to do lots of weeding and get it back under control before the next set of rain sets in. So this is why 2 beds at one time is a problem.
Why is it a problem?
Well, because now I can't get in. That's okay, I'll just come along and weed the back.
I'm just going to put this straight in the compost.
Yep.
Do you think you got enough loofah?
For this year, yeah. Someone actually asked me not so long ago, why are you growing loofah? And my answer was, well, why not? Was it purple carrots that I planted in here?
Yes, purple.
They're doing really well.
It's like a loofah jungle.
And I already trimmed them once.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's a good time of year for making compost.
Yeah. Oh, we really need to get onto that compost bay project as well.
Well, some decent squash on this plant.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good idea to leave it when we took all the others in.
Yeah, well, they were still growing and the plant is still really green compared to the others. It was a late plant.
Yeah.
But it was planted at the same time as the ones in the squares. So I'm surprised.
I mean, there's still some tiny butternuts on there, but they're not going to make it.
No. Just goes to show that the butternut plant's a little bit hardier than some of the other squash. Like it
maybe.
Has taken the cooler temperatures better.
We've got loads of these. We can restock our green chilli.
Some red ones on here too.
Yeah, I'm working my way up the bed.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be expecting to harvest padron peppers or chilies in November. But
yeah, we've had a really slow start to autumn here, which is nice. Definitely not complaining.
No.
Okay, that's one bed done.
Nice work.
Ready for planting.
Just 6 to go.
Plus the 3 bottom ones. The strawberries is now really taken over that bed, hey?
Yeah, well, are you still planning to move them?
Some of them. I want to build another couple of raised beds, but way off the ground, because harvesting them is a pain.
Well, yeah. As is weeding.
Yes, yes. That's why I normally do it. Do you think these lettuce that are in here that we planted with the broccoli need to come out, or do you think they'll be okay?
No, they'll be all right.
Yeah.
So as much as we have neglected the garden recently and it's a bit of a disaster, even just a couple of hours of clearing some stuff that's finished and weeding a couple of beds and a path, it looks much better.
Look at this guy.
What?
Look at that guy.
Is that a slug?
Yeah, he's huge. You also. Go somewhere else. Goodness, I've not seen a slug like that in our garden ever.
No, I haven't either.
They clearly like living under the lettuce in here. Sorry, I was disturbing your little discussion there about...
That's all right. I'm used to it.
Sorry.
I've forgotten what I was saying now. It must have been incredibly profound and important.
I think you were saying something about how, as much as we let the garden grow, because we had other priorities, it only takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, a bit of time and it's already coming back into shape. And then it makes it...
a lovely day like this.
Yeah.
There's nothing more than I enjoy than just potting around in the garden. Even it is on the hands and the knees. I don't mind. These have been overdue for some time.
Oh yeah, well.
Well, I didn't know when we were filming, and so I just kept waiting and waiting.
The good thing about it is that it means that they're long enough to actually grab onto the trellis now.
Yeah, exactly. When I put these ones in, they were only like to here, and so I had to wait.
You can bury these quite deep just because they're a bit leggy.
Yeah. That's as deep as this one. That's okay.
Yeah, no, that's good. Because otherwise they just kind of flop over.
Yeah.
Move that one up a little bit. Put this one here.
Yes, good morning. Huh? Hi. Oh, you come to help as well. Yeah, play with your own tail then. Hey?
So I'll put those ones aside to cook with and just plant the decent sized ones.
So how many of these do you think we want to keep? As many as possible?
As many as possible without going crazy.
I have 2, 3, 4, 10 of those pots, so 10. Is that too many?
No, because they may not survive, so yeah, do 10.
Okay, and I'm just going to prune them down to a reasonable size to begin with, and we can prune them again later.
Okay.
And I'll put them upstairs in the sunroom kind of area.
Yeah. Where
the loofahs are currently drying.
Uh-huh.
And see if they make it through the winter. Oh, some of these have quite established roots, eh?
Yeah, they've grown really big just from self-seeding or volunteer seeding or whatever you call it.
Right, mister. 1, 2. I wonder if there is any relationship between the size of the plant now and what survives.
Yeah, maybe. You would think bigger and healthier has bigger and healthier roots, which means it can survive longer.
3. Okay. So, stick these mustard down here. Do you have your phone on you?
Yeah.
If that's CTT, which I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is. Delivery. So this is a new one for us. Cavallo Nero kale. It has like a really nice dark green leaf with kind of like a texture to it. One of my favourite kales. Been a hard day, hasn't it? Now that the garden is in much better shape and all the animals have been fed, let's show you how Kylie, processes all of the green loofah into shower sponges and pot scrubbers.
So we harvested these a couple of weeks ago. They've been inside, sitting upstairs where we get the most sunlight come through the windows, but the heat has now disappeared. And so these aren't going to dry anymore. Normally you would want to leave them on the vine and they start to go a browny colour and they start to have bits like this, but we don't get a long enough season here, so we take them in. I try to dry them as much as possible, but then you start to see this and then you have to deal with them. The other thing is you can process them like this. I wish I could kind of convey, this is really light. So the gourdy part of it has kind of dried up. Some of them are still a little bit heavy and I'll leave them a little while. But the way that you can tell, this one definitely needs, is you can kind of do that. And the skin all crinkles up and splits. And then just like a banana, we can peel that off. Whereas, let me see if there's one that's not ready yet. This one's a little bit firmer, and so I probably could crack it open, but I won't just yet. About a week ago, I noticed a couple of others were like this, so I processed them already. Let me just show you what they look like when they're fully processed and dried. Then we'll go through the process of actually dealing with this one.
So here's one that you made earlier.
Yeah, 3 parts.
Okay, yeah.
That kind of side. This part isn't as useful as a big sponge like this, but I keep all these bits and they just stay in the kitchen as little kitchen scrubbers.
Tell you what, it works great as a cat toy as well.
Oh yeah. Maka loves it and chases around, eats it. This one is the traditional kind of bath loofah that you would find. And then some of them I also cut open like this to dry. I will eventually cut this, I don't know what you want to call this. They have 3 connecting pieces there in the middle. I will cut that off and I will make a liner for it with a strap. And then it becomes like a body exfoliating rather than this style. Anyway, multiple different purposes. So let me show you how we get there. And the longer you leave them, the more likely it is you get these little brown spots. And what happens then is the end result is more discolored.
Right, okay.
Now some people bleach them. I don't like the idea of doing that to a natural product. So I actually find that harvesting them or processing them earlier is better.
Could you bleach it with something natural like vinegar?
I think they, in my opinion, they come out better if they've not had to be messed with at all.
Okay.
Like the ones I just showed. They were 100%, as I said, the loofah was not as ready as this one. Came out with no spots, does have more slime. So it's kind of that balance between the cleaning you have to do to get rid of all the slime and the color.
Yeah.
Okay. So
it does look like a massive banana.
Yeah. This goes in the compost. Chickens also don't mind the loofah flesh. They don't love it, but they don't mind it. So it is really slimy. I don't know what makes the sliminess, but it's very slimy. So I always cut off this bit. I decide at what point, depending on the loofah, maybe about there. And then I typically cut in half because it's just much easier for cleaning and you don't need a massive loofah. Okay. Loads of seeds. I have hundreds and hundreds of loofah seeds saved, so I don't really need to save any more. But they're nice seeds. They have this little skin casing. You don't need that. If it falls off, it's fine. If it stays on, it's also fine. And last year, rather than processing them like this, the way I'm about to show you, I watched a video that put them in the oven. And when you do that, you can't use the seeds then to seed save. And I don't think the result's any different. I actually think this is much easier to do it without the oven. And because it's winter, we don't have as much solar at the moment. So I didn't have a choice this year. But let me show you how to clean them up. So, warm soapy water, and then it's really just to clean them. So I tend to use one to clean the other.
And that just kind of scrapes all the slimy bits and the seeds out.
Yeah, exactly. The seeds will just come out naturally. You don't need to force them out because you can just wait for the thing to dry and then shake them out. And now that I just did the test where I left a little bit of the slime and it dried up okay, I'm thinking I don't need to clean these anywhere near as much as I used to. Like lots of just getting water in and then squeezing it out works really well.
And are they quite hardy or are they quite delicate? Do you have to be gentle with them?
This is not being gentle. You can twist them.
Oh, wow.
You can do all kinds of things. It's an amazing. But then when it dries up quite rough on your skin. The one thing I don't know, and maybe there's a loofah expert out there who can tell me, these loofahs don't have a very thick wall. A lot of the commercially produced ones I've seen have a much thicker wall.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if it's a variety thing or it's a climate thing, like we don't have hot enough, long enough, that they don't grow I don't know. So if anyone knows, please tell me. And if it is a variety thing, please let me know which variety and I'll see if I can get hold of some. So I love these and I have gazillion seeds. But if I could get one that had a thicker wall, I would be also very happy.
And perhaps it's worth explaining what the long-term plan is with these.
Yes.
Because earlier in the video, you said, someone asked me why I grow loofahs, and I just said, well, why not? But maybe you can elaborate slightly more.
Yeah, because we shared this in our club when I had just harvested these, because we like to share all the things going on.
All the behind the scenes and extra stuff
yeah,
and all that.
And someone said to me, great to have a massive harvest, but what are you going to do with them all? Because you only need a couple per year. So these aren't all for us, because rightly so, it would take us years just to use this year's harvest. What I'm doing with this and a few other things is stockpiling them so that in the future I can sell them, but I will sell them as gift packs that come with soap, essential oils, room sprays, maybe crocheted face washes or things. And obviously I still have a lot of the sewing to do, like on the back of the one that's flat, and I don't have my machine out because there's nowhere to put it. But in years to come you'll be able to buy these in a gift pack should you wish.
But like, don't get your hopes up, we're talking
some
maybe
years.
10 years plus.
Hopefully not 10 years. Right, let me show you what it looks like now. And I don't know if you can see in the light this slight discoloration here. It will dry up a little bit brown. This part though will dry up really nice, and it's not white, it's this natural color, beigey, whatever. And then you can see there's a bit of slime in there. Can't really get it out because it's from the underside. Just leave it. So then I take these and I hang them indoors with a towel underneath because they will drip water out of them. Takes about 48 hours in our house for them to dry up, and then that's it, they're ready to go. In the future I do plan to cut them into slices and put them into soaps, so you get a exfoliating soap
thing
bar, I guess. Not up to that yet, but I am stockpiling these for that reason. These little ones that we have, which I have lots of because every single one has one, I just use in the kitchen now as a pot scrubber. They're really good for cleaning your nails as well because they're perfect handhold size to kind of do that. That's what you do with loofahs. Well, that's what I do with loofahs.
So there you go, that is probably more than you ever needed to know about loofahs. How to harvest them, how to process them, what you can do with them. I don't know if we mentioned it in this video, but you can eat them as well. That is what I tend to do with loofahs, cook them and eat them. They're quite similar to okra, or a bit like a courgette, so you can treat them in a fairly similar way, but you have to pick them when they're much, much smaller. Otherwise, it's like chewing on a sponge, which is not recommended. Anyway, while we're up here on the deck, we've got a couple of other things that we can show you before we wrap up this video. So let's take a look around. Ooh, look at that.
So these are all the chilies that we pulled out of the raised bed. I have some more as well. And then these are all the rose cuttings. Actually, I have some others as well. Some are doing okay, like this guy, doing really well, and this guy. Most of them I cut down to have like one leaf or no leaves. This one has now just started to get some growth, but this one, he's not happy. So I think we've got about a 50-50 success rate. But look at this guy.
Oh, wow.
This is...
I mean, that was a stump when I put it in that pot, and now it looks amazing.
Yeah. So you can easily transplant roses, it seems, and you can easily do rose cuttings, even if you're very brutal with it all.
So the blueberries are still doing well. The leaves have changed in the autumn time, and they've got this beautiful red colour, which I didn't realise that's what happened to blueberries. Apparently you can make a tea from the leaves, so maybe we'll give that a go. We've got some more purple carrots down here, which are doing excellent. I think they need to be thinned out a little bit. We'll probably have some nice purple carrots for Christmas lunch.
Because I love avocado so much, and we saw these at the local farm shop, and they're quite established trees. They said that we should have fruit in 2 to 3 years. I bought a pair of reed avocados. So we're going to put these down in the grey water harvesting area. Hopefully this season that's about to start, as soon as we finish the bathroom, basically. These are A types. I will go and also buy a bacon so that we have one B type. Though it's probably not necessary, but an extra avocado tree is never a bad thing.
So we've got these two down here as well. These are grown from seed. I just put the seed straight into these pots of soil, and we've got two nice healthy looking trees. I don't know what this type is because this was actually given to us by a friend. The avocado was. I took the seed and planted it. This one is a Hass from the supermarket. The one back here, which I think is pretty much dead, was started in water, and then when it developed a taproot, I transplanted it into this bigger pot here, but I don't think it is going to survive. Maybe something happened during the transplanting phase, but we always like to experiment with stuff, and I saw a video on YouTube about the different ways of growing avocados from seed, putting it in water or putting it in soil. They had better results in soil, so we did the same experiment, and we are seeing the same result. So if you've got an avocado lying around, take the seed, stick it in some soil, and maybe in some time you'll have some avocados to eat and enjoy.
So when Emma, Guy's sister, came to visit, she brought with her a bag full of horseradish clippings. Look how well they're doing. There are some weeds in here, of course. But yeah, we're soon going to be able to have our own potatoes, our own carrots, our own horseradish sauce. We'll have to buy the meat in. Our own vegetable accompaniments for a Sunday roast. It's very exciting.
It is exciting. I think horseradish may be something we become self-sufficient in quite quickly, because apparently it just spreads like crazy.
Yeah, and I have 3 pots worth because I didn't know if I was going to make it. Some of them didn't look very happy. I don't know where we're going to put them long term because they do have such big root systems that expand. I think we're going to have to make a small raised bed just for them to keep them contained. But I mean, I don't know how much horseradish we actually need. So
no idea.
Maybe we'll start making gift packs of that as well.
So it's been really nice to spend a bit of time in the garden over the last couple of weeks, particularly when the weather has been good like this. It's amazing that it's the middle of November and we're still getting days with beautiful sunshine like this. Hopefully you found the loofah stuff interesting. If you are a loofah expert, do leave all of your tips and comments below, because we're going to be growing lots more of these things in the future. But that is it for now. We will see you in the next video. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.